Hey, you're listening to Bookmark My Words. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Sarah.
As always, please like, share, subscribe. It just helps the algorithm get us out there to more people. I'm working on the YouTube channel. Please be patient with me. I just downloaded something to help me create thumbnails a little bit more appealing in titles, because I'm good at just thinking of a title that's gonna catch people's attention. So we're getting there. It's a slow. I can only make one. So one a day. I may not do the Halloween ones, just so that way people know which ones they look like. But from moving forward, so click on them, like them, share them. Heck, at this point, just play it, put it on mute. Okay? Just, you don't gotta actually watch it. Thumbs it up. Subscribe. Sarah's not feeling well today. She's not very talkative.
Yep, no.
She's got that weird string of COVID, I'm pretty sure.
No, don't put that in the air. I don't know. I probably do, though.
How was your week? Loud ass bird.
My week was good, other than this junk.
Sick.
Andy had it, well, not immediately when we got back, but pretty much immediately. And he's just now coming out of it. His voice still gets weird and stuff, and he still coughs every morning. But so whatever it is, it really hangs on.
See, that's the stuff I think I had in between Kentucky and Virginia. Like the trips.
I felt like yours went away quicker, though.
I have a method.
Because you didn't have very long turnaround.
No, I have a method. You just overfill your body with vitamin C. I mean, I'm not even joking.
I should really do that. I need to bathe Andy in it.
And then
catches everything.
In the evenings, you drink honey. What is it I drink? Honey lemon tea before you go to bed. Really helps with your throat and it loosens up. It's like a whole method.
A girl that I work with, apparently she's got the hookup on teas. Friday I started strangling, and so everybody was running around trying to fix me. I had Flonase, I had Sudafed, I had but they were looking for some hot tea, and my work bestie only had raspberry tea. And anybody that knows me knows I'm weird and I break out in hives and I have raspberry. So she was running around the building looking for tea, and she come back with one, and it was called Throat Coat.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
And it's I'm going to pronounce it wrong because my grandmother always pronounced it wrong. But maybe I will pronounce it right. No, the euthanasia.
Oh, okay.
That's not right.
No.
But
I know
that's what Granny used to call it, remember?
I don't even know.
Remember the cup?
Yeah.
It was like a little jelly jar.
Yeah.
And we had to fill it with water, and we had to do 2 drops.
2 to 3 drops?
2 to 3 drops, and you had to down that thing like a shot anytime you had a sniffly nose. Because Granny was like, you gotta get the euthanasia. And
I still remember telling that to Mom one time. I said, don't you have euthanasia? And she was like, no, what is that?
And I really wish I could remember how to pronounce it correctly, but that's the way Granny always pronounced it. They pronounced it for me at work, but it's just embedded in my brain as euthanasia.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
But everyone was like, is it nasty? And I was like,
it's just like childhood.
It's like childhood, man. Like drinking dirt.
I can describe to you the cup. It's the one with the teal background and the yellow turtle.
Yes! The wildlife jelly. It was a jelly jar.
She used to donate.
Yes.
To WWF.
Yes.
And she would get in these little cups. They were this big. They were collector's cups, but she always let us use them because they were glass. But they were really thick glass. Yeah. It's either that or picturing a different cup. What is it? It's some cartoon on it. Oh, it's a cartoon.
Was it Mickey?
No.
Donald? She had jelly ones too.
Yeah. But anyway.
So that was my...
That was your
nice little blast from the past with my
euthanasia.
Drinking dirt.
Go roots. Go roots.
I mean, it's a root, right?
It is a root. Okay, gotcha. I was like, what? I went back to work. Ugh. It's fine. It's not.
Do not recommend.
I don't recommend it. On an exciting note, I got to dog sit for someone all week long.
He was the
cutest dog ever. I can't remember what breed she said he was, but he's older, and she didn't want to put him in a kennel of any kind because the last time he went, he came back and he was really skittish with them and stuff like that. So she was just like, I don't want to put him up anymore. And she paid me to watch pretty much the whole house. Yeah, I took him on walks. It's the first time I've ever had to walk a dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our dog from childhood, he had 5 acres of land.
Yeah,
he just
did
go
his
wherever.
own business.
So like I've never had to pick up dog poop. And she told me, she was like, you know, if you can get to like some of the lots that don't have houses on them, I don't pick it up. I just let it sit there. And other people did the same thing, so I didn't pick it up. But she was like, if it's my neighbors, please pick it up. The first 3 days, every time we would go on a walk, he would go across the street and poop in the next door neighbor's yard. And I was just like, can we at least walk?
That's just where you wanted it to be.
Like 20 feet. And then there was one day he got up and pooped right there on the edge of the shared lawn of the next door neighbor. And I was like, dude, really? And like, if it wasn't for the fact that it was right there at their driveway and their mailbox, I probably would have just been like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought that was your lawn. Like, I left it. But I didn't. I picked it up. So, and then I had texted her because I'm like, you don't have an outside trash can. I'm like, hey, what should I do with this? And so I had to pick it up. She's like, oh, that's so strange. Like, I don't hardly ever have to pick it up. And I'm like, well, I guess his gut health is just really good this time.
Yeah, he gets a little extra excited.
But he was a cutie. He loves sleeping in a bed with you, which I'm used to sleeping in a bed with a cat who's like, you know, the size of a basketball. He's like sleeping in bed with like a toddler. So it was very different. But yeah, I got to take care of a dog, just one-on-one, take care of a dog. It was fun. He was cute.
He looks cute. He was sweet.
Yeah, he didn't bark. I loved that. He didn't bark. Except for the one morning we went out. So you know how I was sending you pictures of the deer? Because there was like a little family of deer that were living everywhere. And bunnies galore.
There were bunnies galore in Daytona.
Everywhere. I don't know what's with the bunny population, but
bunnies were out of this world.
But we walked a different way because there was a lady who was training her dogs. And one was a pup, and not aggressive, just, you know, like that play aggression.
Yeah.
And Scout is just a little too old for that or anything, and you could tell she was trying to train him because she had like a clicker. And so I was trying to avoid her, so like the third day I was like, well, let's go this way. And we walked down the road some, and I'm not familiar with this place. Turn around, and there's 2 skunks in the road. And I'm like, me and Scout just freeze. And the skunks, they're like, just playing, just running across the road. And I'm like, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. And then Scout goes,
how early was this?
It was like 6 a.m. Because, you know, I had to go to work.
Yeah.
So I was about 6 a.m. It was like right at when people and animals start going out and stuff. But they were running across the road, just like in one saw us. And luckily, I guess because I didn't move, it just kind of went into the drain ditch thing. And then the other one just kind of like kept running into the, and I was like, Scout's like, and I went, don't do it, don't do it.
No words in my dude.
I went, no. And I like just barely jerked his leash and kind of just like, okay. So that's the only thing, if he does bark, that's the only thing he barks at is deer and rabbits. So, apparently skunks, just a little bit. But
I hate it.
So, real fun and exciting.
Yeah, it's really dull here.
Yeah.
Doing great things.
So today I'm going to go and tell you about this book called 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, I think. But it's called 6 of Crows. It's a pretty good young adult series. Grade-wise, I would say, like, I'd go down all the way to 5th grade.
Okay.
Like, there's no romance in it. Like, there's suggested romance, but, like, then serious. They're all, the characters are mostly all, like, in their 16, 17. I think the oldest one's, like, 22, 23.
Okay.
So, it's a pretty cool little universe. Synopsis is Ketterdam, a bustling hub of international trade where anything can be had for the right price. And no one knows what better than the criminal prodigy Kaz Brekker. Kaz is offered a chance at a deadly heist that could make him rich beyond his wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. A convict with a thirst for vengeance, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a heart tender using her magic to survive the slums, a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. Kaz's crew are the only ones who might stand between the world and the destruction if they don't kill each other first. So, this is fantasy. A lot of people know Kaz and Jesper and some of the other characters from the Netflix series Shadows and Bones. I've not watched it, but someone told me who's read like the whole series, they said it was nothing like the books. This is a duology, and then it goes a trilogy, and then there's another duology. It's like a universe.
Oh, okay.
So this is a multi-point of view, but it mostly follows Kaz. He's like your typical dark, moody, intelligent. He's like at the age of like probably, I think he's 19, I want to say. He's already got like a criminal nickname. They call him Dirty Hands because he will do just about anything to make money. But he's got reasons. He's got some pretty good reasons why. And I can't remember if I find that out in this book or in the next book, because I've read both of them. And he's a pretty unique character. But it starts out with he gets a job offer from an extremely wealthy merchant who think like, you know, like the big CEOs, like super wealthy, but they're also kind of criminals. They're just criminals who are dressed up. They're not from the slums. And Ketterdam is kind of like, it's kind of like, you know, when they talk about like Jack the Ripper,
Yeah.
that time frame. That's
Okay.
kind of what, you know, slummy, dark, damp.
Yeah.
I always imagine it smelled bad.
I was gonna say some reason like musty.
Yeah, just like a environment.
Yeah.
And that's what they're always. And then you've got, of course, the other side of Ketterdam, which is where the businessmen are. But it sounds like it's mostly like a port for trade. So it's got a lot of merchants, and then it's got a lot of criminals. So, but yeah, you meet Kaz when he's making like a business deal with this guy. His name is, like I said, if I pronounce any of these names wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm trying. So I read this. I didn't listen to an audiobook. Jan Van Eyck. He's a powerful merchant, and he was like, hey, I got a job for you because only person who I think can do this is Dirty Hands himself. He's like, okay, because they said he can break into anything. And he's like, okay, let's do this. And so he's like, let's hear it. He's like, for 30 million, what? They call them Craigs. I would imagine it's like dollars, just their money wise. 30 million.
Yeah.
I need you to go into enemy territory and break out this scientist. And he's like, no questions asked. And he's like, no problem, 30 million? That's great. Can I have a crew? And he's like, yeah, sure. He's like, but I'm not upping it. It's 30 million flat fee. You get a little bit right now, just so that way you can,
Yeah.
get a crew, get a boat, because you got to go into a different country who they're at war with.
You know.
Yeah. And they're like, by the way, he's holding a prisoner, so like you're pretty much breaking into a prison. Cool. So Kaz just sees this as this, like, one, it's a challenge. Two, even if he was to split this, like, a number of different ways, money-wise,
Yeah.
it would be worth more than he could ever imagine. So he's like, 19, let's do this. Let's go. So he goes back to the Crow Club. That's their little guild, I guess, kind of like their club symbol is like a cup and a crow on it. It's actually on the front.
Oh, okay.
If you could see that. So that's what everybody's got tattooed on them if they're a crow. And that's why there's 6 of crows. He's like, okay, I need like the best of the best. So the first 2 people he thinks of is here we go. Inej. They're Inej. That's how you pronounce it.
What does it look like?
Inej. It's Indian.
Okay. That makes
Inej.
sense.
That's it. Inej. So he thinks of his right homie who he knows can do anything and can slip into any place. He's like, I need Inej. She is really tiny, little Indian girl. They call her Sully. I guess that's like, I always imagine her as like a little Indian girl. Just like with in the Netflix series. That's kind of how I pictured her. If you ever see like pictures of her, yes, that is exactly how I pictured her. Maybe like a little bit more daintier because they're always like, how old are you? They call her the Wraith because she is so tiny and light-footed. She just like appears, like just out of nowhere. And she can literally get into anywhere because she has kind of an interesting past. Was stolen, so she was kidnapped. She was also foreign. She's from somewhere else. She was a part of a traveling circus, and she and her family were the acrobats. So she's kind of just talented, like, gymnastic wise anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of ends up using that. Kaz saved her from, she was sold to a brothel, and she was like, I can't do this. And Kaz went in to make a deal with the lady. He was doing some type of deal, and then he was like, how about this? She'll work for me, and whatever she makes, you get half of. And he's like, and that'll pay for her, like, brothel. And the lady running the brothel was like, fine. Because he was like, I don't think she's going to be good at this. He was like, I don't think she's going to be good at this. She looks like she's going to stab people. And that's her weapon of choice, is 2 little knives. And she will cut you up. Like, she's even really good at throwing them. And the next person he thought of was Jesper. Not Jasper. Jesper. Which really always threw me off. He is a sharpshooter. You find out later he's a little bit more than just a sharpshooter. But I think, honestly, you find that out in the second book. His problem, though, how he got mixed up with the pros, was that he is a gambler. He was actually a student at one of the universities near Ketterdam, and then he got into gambling halls, and then they were like, pros were like, yeah, we own you now, because you don't have the money for your debt. Kaz always kind of keeps an eye on him.
So he's not only gambling, he's bad gambler.
He's a bad gambler, yeah. And that even has a problem in the book at one point. And sometimes you wonder why Kaz does this. He gives Jesper the money. He holds on to the money. And everybody's like, why would you give a gambler the money to hang on to buy supplies? But I really think it's almost like self-sabotage. But, so he gets those 2 first, and he's like, okay, here's what we're doing. What are your thoughts? And they're both like, you're nuts. Because not only do they have to go against this other government, they also have to, like, survive other gangs. So, which doesn't quite touch so much in this book, but in the next book, there's a lot to do with that. You kind of just touch on it, and then in the next one, it's more so. But, so they're like, how are we supposed to do this without tipping anyone else off? Because what if someone else is like, oh, I can do that too, and they beat us there or something, because some of those other gangs have more money, or more legal money. So they're like, we got to do this very secretive. So they get some ideas, and they're like, okay, well, we need Nina. Nina is what you call a heart tender. So there is magic in this universe. Grishas. This is a Grisha universe. So that's kind of like, Avatar: Last Airbender? Yes. They're kind of like, some of them are kind of like that. Like, there's some for metal, there's some for, water. They call them tide makers. There's some for, like, her, heart tender, so she can control someone's heart, breathing, and she can cause pain. So, and it's a lot of history that goes into that. I think that's where it's linked into the Shadow and Bone series, because that's about a war between them and the Fandom people. Fandom. Okay. They are kind of remind me of, like, Russians. Okay. So imagine, like, her people being, like, not saying, like, Irish, but, like, magical. And then they're going up against the strict...
Whimsical.
Yeah, and then they're going up against, like, the strict ruling of, like, Russia.
Right.
But anyway. So they're like, we need a heart tender. So that way we can kind of keep tabs on people and know things. And if we need someone to do some stuff, we can. And they're like, we need Nina. So Kaz goes and he makes a deal with her. And she's like, I will go on one account because we need someone who knows what it's like on the inside. Like, okay, who? And he knew before he even asked. She's like, we need to go get Mathis because he's from there. He trained there. She's like, he's trained there as a soldier. They were on opposite sides. They've got some history. But she was like, he trained there as a soldier. He knows the ins and outs of the prison. To get the scientist, we need to go break him out of Ketterdam prison.
Oh.
Before we even go to that prison.
So we're breaking out of prison before we go to get to prison.
Yeah. We're breaking prisons and breaking out of prisons. It's fun. So, and he agrees. He says, sure, fine. They also pick up this guy along the way. I can't remember exactly how he kind of just comes along. He kind of just like appears. It is Orchid. His name is Waylon. And find out later he's actually uh, Van Eyck's son,
Oh,
who is disowned uh, because he's dyslexic. Which
huh.
is so sad. And
That's a crazy reason to
it's
disown
a
your
crazy
son.
reason because he said he wouldn't be a good businessman because he can't read.
Oh my gosh.
So he disowned him and he became a criminal. But he is amazing with drawing. And he plays the flute, and specifically the flute. That's not just plays the flute. He plays the flute and he makes bombs.
He's
And
very well rounded.
so Kaz is like, we also kind of need Waylon because we might need to blow some things up. And he kind of doesn't trust him because he's like, you don't know how to slum. He's like, you've been pampered. And then later when you get to know him, he might know how to slum because daddy's not nice. We don't like daddy. We don't. So they go and break Mathis out of prison, which was a job in itself. Because they had to, of course, go against, they're trying to keep it on the down low from other crews. They finally get him out. He had spent years in there. He's got tension with Nina because she's kind of the reason why he's there. Even though she could have prevented him being in there, she never did speak up.
So there's no big beef.
So there's beef, and then there's, situationships between Kaz and Jesper and Waylon. So, yeah. So you got, like, all sorts of mixed feelings of, like, teenagers. Early, so much feelings, and then you're gonna trap them in on a boat and sail across the sea.
What could go wrong?
What could happen? They do. They have some conflict before they get to the boat. Inej gets injured, and Kaz freaks the F out. And this is when he starts to unravel a little bit. His cool and calmness that he's pretty much known for starts to unravel just a little bit. I think, like, mostly Jesper. I can't, like, unsay his name. Jesper. I'm like, Jesper. Mostly him start to realize that Kaz may or may not have feelings for her. So, and Kaz doesn't even recognize it because he's so closed off to his own emotions.
Yeah.
Like, homie wears gloves so that way he may never touch another person's skin. Like, he's got some serious, like, don't touch me.
Some issues.
Yeah. So, they're on a ship. They're on their way there. They get there. And of course, it has to be the most traumatic thing for Kaz. Because he has to, like, take off his gloves. And, like, they pretty much make a plan of what's the best way of getting into your prison. You go to prison.
I was going to say, it's
So they kind of go and get beyond the gates. And then they escape from, like, their little buggy. It's being hauled by horses. So buggy. Kind of go towards, like, from what I understand, the palace and the prison are, like, the same thing. Interesting.
That's an interesting choice.
Talk about keeping your enemies close. So, and of course, there has to be a big giant party going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So they all split up. Some people go to keep an eye on the people in the party. Some people go into the prison. Things are going fine until there's a little issue with the scientist. Let's just say he's not there. His son is, though.
What?
Yeah. He's not there. His son's there. And
But he's supposed to be being helped, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're holding him as, like, he's like a chemist, and he's making this drug he's being held because he can make a drug that helps the Grishas increase their power to where they can even do more things than what they normally can do. And he tells them, he's like, I guess I'll tell you guys. He's like, my dad's dead, but I know how to make the stuff. He's like, I know how to make it. And they're like, well, but why are you being held by these people? They're fighting against them. And he's like, because they don't want me to make it for them. So this poor boy, who's also like 19, is being wanted by all the countries.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, because he's also good at chemistry. Everybody gets out, not without problems. Things get destroyed. The part of the castle gets blown up. We're fine. Nina makes a big sacrifice. Almost gets her killed. And then, of course, once they get back on the boat, she realizes, oh, that was a really bad mistake. Uh-oh. She's okay. She just hurts. She's in a lot of pain. But she's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So Kaz is now still kind of just, like, unraveling from all of that. Now he's like, okay, great. all we just gotta do is just get back home. He's like, this has been like the worst day ever. He's like, nothing went to plan. Which is like his whole thing is that normally everything goes according to plan. And then like that last little bit, nothing went to plan. Everybody's fighting. Everybody's right. Everybody's arguing. And he's like, let's just get back to Ketterdam. And then as I sit there and sort of think about it, they're like, how do we know that Van Eyck isn't gonna turn around on us? And Kaz is like, no, surely not. And then as he gets to think about it, he's like, well, we are criminals, and he's just as slimy as us. Maybe we should think of a plan. So he and Waylon kind of come up with a plan, because Waylon knows his dad better than anyone, and they kind of come up with a plan. They were right. Then Ike was gonna double cross him. Because they're like, he's like, well, no one's gonna miss a bunch of criminals. They'll notice when I die, but they're not going to notice when you die. So he had planned on just killing them and just taking the scientist kid. Of course, that pisses him off that it's the kid and not the actual scientist. So a fight breaks out. It's kind of like right here at the end. It's like dramatic. It's like almost kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger. Huge fight breaks out. People get taken. Oh, not who you would think. And it sends Kaz into an absolute spiral. So, yeah. At this point, everybody's alive. But Kaz is not mentally doing well, which is surprising to everyone because when you first start out the book,
right? Because he's supposed to be the big tough guy.
The big tough guy, like he's supposed to be the brains, and then everybody else has got like their own little individual job, and he's just like that's his job is to make the plan. He can break into anything, make the plan, he can make the backup plan, and he did not see this coming. And now he's spiraling because he's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where they've gone. I don't know what to do next. And then it's like, boom. And it just cuts you off. I mean, like, this it's done. Yeah. So I kind of had to tell you about the whole thing. I'm not going to, like, super detailed, because you might actually like it. It's not...
It does sound like a movie. Yeah.
The first chapter, I was confused as all get out, because I think most people read Shadow and Bones trilogy first.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I didn't know what anything it was talking about.
So it almost kind of, like, dropped you in.
Yeah, so it kind of just, like, dropped you in and was talking about these soldiers and this, Grisha, and she was imprisoned and all this, because, like, the first chapter is, like, a random person.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, point of view from a random, and I'm like, who are we talking about right now? Does this guy come back into play? No, that's it. It's just the first chapter. In my opinion, if you're reading this one as like the first introduction to the universe, just get through the first one. Because I want to say his name is like Jute or something, and then you never see him again. So just hold on.
Maybe he's a part of the other books? What is his purpose?
I think it has to do with the drug that they were making. They were experimenting.
Oh.
And he's like a part of...
Have you read the Shadow and Bones trilogy now?
No. I've got it. I've not read it. I think what happened was right around the time when I got it, Netflix put out their show. And then when everybody was like, this is awful, I was like, oh. And then I don't know, sometimes when that happens, I kind of just go, meh. No, I don't even want to read the book. Because I had planned on reading the book, then watching the show.
Yeah.
And then when they said they weren't going to make another season of the show, they got canceled. I was like, okay, well, I don't have to be in a big hurry to read it now.
Yeah.
Because it's a Netflix original, so it's going to stay on there for a while. So, but I did read the second one of this not long after I read the first one. And
what is it called?
It is called Crooked Kingdom.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah. You've got to have showed me these.
I think I've showed you. I think I told you that so I could read.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's... Because there was nothing... Yeah, like at one point it talked about Nina and Mathis, like, it talked about them covering up and like when they escaped from their whole ordeal back when they first met. You kind of have like a flashback chapter or two with them that explains why they had such a weird relationship. They were in Fandom, like their nation, and they were running away because he kind of helped her escape. She got captured and they were at war. He helped her escape because he thought he just immediately fell in love with her.
Aww.
And they're on the run, and winter comes. He's injured, and they're like, there's no heat in this cabin, so they had to have to undress. That's about as far as it goes. There's like no real detail there. I mean,
That was like a survival thing too, though.
yeah. It's not really
Spicy.
It's no spice, like just the tip of a pepper. Just the tip.
Just the tip of the pepper.
I guess. Because she does talk about, like, laying next to him and being so warm, and she's like, how could this Neanderthal be just, like, have such soft skin and be so warm?
Okay, so yeah, I mean...
So, like, a little, but not anything. Like,
yeah.
We're not talking pee.
Graphic.
Yeah, no pee talk. Nothing goes nowhere. And that's just why I was like, 5th grade, because
Yeah.
it's not... And then this...
Honestly, that'll make them all weird, and they'll skip over it anyways.
Honestly, yeah, they're going... What do you mean they took off their clothes?
What? Ew, where? Turn the page.
And then the second one, it's kind of the same way. There's like a moment where Jesper and Waylon kiss, and they hold hands and stuff like that, but it's nothing past, we're all like kissing and holding hands, like hugs, or like we sleep near each other, but that's it. There's nothing spiciness to it. It's fully about fantasy and this found family trying to survive this crazy place called Ketterdam. I don't think I'd be able to survive this universe.
It doesn't sound like I would.
Mm-mm. I don't think I'd live there. It's a cool place. I wouldn't live there.
What universe would you want to live in?
Oh, you gotta ask?
It's the Brotherhood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, if we're talking TV shows, Bob's Burgers.
Oh, well.
If we're talking, like, just, like, any universe? Or are we talking, like, just book universe?
The book universe.
The Black Dagger Brotherhood. Next one would probably be Carpathian universe. Then after that, I'd say Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But it's number 3, just because I'm like, it's only cool when you're at Hogwarts. After that, you're just like a normal person that goes to work every day. I mean, after Hogwarts, you just go to work every day. You're like a normal, boring person, just with powers.
Maybe you could just work at Hogwarts.
But yeah. What about you? You don't really have universes.
I don't really have universes. The only one I have is Harry Potter.
Bridgerton.
Oh. Girl.
Well.
Sign me up. My thing is, though, I wouldn't be on the
royal side.
Royal side. I'd be the dressmaker out here getting...
We'd be the servants.
Freaking, they love me in the dark, and then they don't get to marry me.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is that? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that probably checks out.
I would love to be Penelope. Well, I wouldn't love to be. She had kind of but I'd take it.
I'll take it. She sounds correct. Yeah. But yeah, I really like the character development. It was good. I know that sounds super nerd, but I think it's because of the way she kind of like unraveled each character, but not in like a, when you first meet them, they tell you everything down to the freckle on their ass,
Oh, yeah.
It's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, I don't like that because, like, that's a lot of information up front. I don't want all that.
Yeah, I don't want to, this is their name, and this is what they look like, and this is what they, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like me writing a story in 3rd grade.
I was going to say, at the same time, though, that's the way one of my books goes, so. We'll say I have been making some headway on Dark Hope. The couple finally met. I kind of like it now, because at first I was like, this male character is so stale. And it was kind of like hard to read, because I was just like, oh my gosh. Please have some context. Something. And I was like, there's no way this is how she wrote this character. And then it was just like, and all of a sudden it was like, he just like trauma dumped on this poor girl.
Oh.
And it was like, she was like, oh, that's a very good reason not to trust people. That, it turns out who you thought was your biological father was not. And he killed your parents and stole you. And then when you got older and they figured out you were more powerful than them, your brother tried to slit your throat and left you there to die. I would also not trust people. It was like, oh, and he's like, no, that's really not an excuse. I just don't want to be around people when I want.
Okay.
And it's like, And she's like, oh, well, that's a really good excuse. But yeah, I was kind of happy to get into that. And now I'm just like, I just really want to sit down and read that all the time. I've also picked up on my audiobooks again since I've been at work. I've had a few moments to be alone. And The Assistant to the Villain, author's name escapes me.
Assistant to the Villain.
It's hilarious. I'm a good few chapters in, and I've only listened to it for about, it must be pretty thick, because I'm only about like 10 chapters in, and I feel like I've been listening to it for like days. But it's pretty funny. I don't know if it's spicy or not, but
Hannah Nicole. Oh, it's a series.
yeah. And then what? She's the apprentice to the villain.
Yeah, and then there's the accomplice.
But yeah, from what I understand, it's like a,
Once Upon a Time meets The Office.
it really is. It's hilarious. I love the toad that sits on his desk that holds up a sign with one word.
600 pages.
Oh, no wonder I feel like I've been reading it forever. Or listening to it forever. Well. What are you reading right now? Are you still reading Hunger Games?
I'm reading the first Hunger Games, and since I've been sick, I've not read much.
That's what I figured.
Honestly, the beginning of the week, I came home from work and pretty much ate dinner and crawled in bed and just went to bed.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny. I brought my book to bed, but then the next thing I know, I remember Andy taking my glasses off my face, and I just stuck my arm out so he could take off my watch. But
I always hated it whenever, because sometimes I would fall asleep with my book. I would lay on my stomach and fall asleep with my book open like this, and I'd like let go. And when people try to like take down my hands, I'm like,
mine!
you know, I'm like, don't mess with me. And they're like, I just want to shut your book. I just want to put your book.
See, I never read like that. I always read on my back. And so, like, when I fall asleep, it ends up like,
Boom.
And it's really bad when I'm reading on my tablet, because that thing is kind of heavy.
Yeah, that's how you got that black eye.
No, that was from my phone.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
But yeah, I did have a black eye.
Clunk.
Gave myself a black eye. I really think that I bought you 2 books for your birthday that you don't have.
Yay!
I don't see them anywhere.
My birthday's Wednesday. I'm a Leo. Through and through. I'm a July Leo, so very different from an August Leo. Don't compare us. Now I'm just sitting here going, well, it's got to be one of these top 3 authors, because that's where you keep looking. Is it not?
It is.
Okay.
Well,
And I'm just like, well, it's got to be
2 of the 3. Let's put it that way. I got 2 books and 2 of your top 3.
Okay. 2 different authors? Or 2 books with
2 different authors, but out of your top 3.
See, I figured once I get this series all in hardback, then I'll work on this one, because it's cheaper. That's crazy how that works. How the value of books and how they work. Like, if you go on to, like, how I got most of my hardcover books was thrift books. If you're ever looking for cheap hardcover books online, thrift books, it's where it's at. I mean, unless you're wanting, like flawless condition. Because I was going to say, some of them are, like, ex-library books. So, like, you'll tilt it to the side, and it says, like, you know, property of library, blah, blah, blah. It looks like when a book is first released, you know, hardcover, it's like $25 to $30. Then it moves a little bit and it'll go down in value because it's got a ton of them. Then if you go like many years into the future, it'll shoot up to a ton of money and you're like, good God, why is this so expensive? And it's okay to pay $25 because you don't want to wait a bazillion years when it's let's see, $128, which is technically a steal.
And, like, what happens to all those that were sold originally? Where are they all at?
Well, some people get rid of them, some people trash them.
Throw them away.
Some people keep them.
How do you throw away books?
How do you throw away books? I don't know. That is a question. This one might be first edition. Maybe not. I can't remember if this is first or second edition. I know a lot of my other things are now second edition or first edition. See, there's normally like little numbers at the edge of the pages that tell you, but I don't see them. And then it goes glossy, yeah. But no joke, like when I bought this, it was off of Thrift Books, and it was technically considered a collector's item because As of right now, it's never been reprinted in hardcover. So, she only printed like so many batches, and then that was like, that's it. We're not doing it again. And then, of course, now she's going through and going, just kidding, let's reprint them. And I'm waiting on a book. I think it's supposed to be here in September. Maybe it's October. But eventually I'll get it. Because it was a reprint of Lover Eternal. Because she's going to try to go down the line and have them all reprinted again. Mostly for the new fans. I feel like every episode I talk about that.
You do talk about yeah. We do always come full circle to the J.R. Ward.
I'm sorry. I don't have an obsession or anything. I mean, like, maybe a little.
Did you ever hear back from that? Didn't we put in for something?
Yeah, we put in to be, like, an influencer.
Oh, we are not it.
No. And I know they've sent something out to some people because one lady was like, oh my gosh, I got asked to be with him. I think she, like, went through and picked them personally because a lot of the people that got picked go to a lot of her, like, well, what if you can't do that?
I mean, that's true.
I mean, it's like, I can't afford these tickets. Where are you at on your book challenge count of the year?
Oh, I'm doing really good. I'm 21 and 25.
I'm not. I'm still at 17 out of 45. It's like, you now have to read 5 books by the end of July in order to catch up. And I'm like, no.
I think maybe with the school, you should have done a little lower this year.
But last year I did 40. And I was like,
this year must just be a little tougher.
This year, I will say, I've been in more reading slumps this year than what I was last year. I don't know.
Which is terrible considering we kicked this off.
Well, I think what it was a little bit was we kicked this off a little more and I was focused on this and not necessarily reading. So when I would spend my downtime, it would be thinking about stuff to do for this, which podcast wise is working. TikTok wise is working. YouTube is not working. Time.
Yeah, because I mean, the podcast and TikTok took a little while.
Yeah, the TikTok now is just like people like stuff and they watch stuff. They just don't follow. They don't follow,
which is weird.
But yeah, that is today's book. I know we're not very talkative today. Like I said, Sarah's not feeling 100%.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be back full force next week.
Full force.
Oh
Be your book next week?
Yeah.
Or at least finish. Well, maybe finish Hunger Games.
I hope so.
Maybe, and then maybe we could both talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. But yeah, that's our introduction.
Y'all know not to hold your breath on that, but
yeah, you're saying y'all know us. Her. Mostly her.
I'm the problem.
So it's your introduction to the Grisha universe. Maybe go read it. Go try it. It's pretty cool. I like it.
I'm gonna put it on my list.
I was gonna say
one day I'll get there.
It's just 2. It's a series, but just like a series. It's a duology. It's just 2.
I did not even know it's a thing.
Duology.
A new trilogy.
Technically, they all have names, but duology, trilogy.
What's a one?
It's just a novel.
Duology.
Duology.
Duology. There she is. There's Sarah.
Anyway, we hope you have an amazing Tuesday, fabulous week. Hit like, share, follow.
Yep.
Whatever you gotta do. Comment.
You know the drill.
Guess we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.